Australia's Social Services Minister Amanda Rishworth has announced major planned changes to the country's employment services system, saying job seekers will no longer be required to complete endless, pointless job applications simply to meet welfare obligations. The proposed reforms are aimed at reducing what the government describes as a tick box approach that has frustrated both unemployed Australians and employers for years. Speaking during a policy briefing on Tuesday, Rishworth said the current system often forces people to apply for jobs they are unlikely to get, wasting time and resources while doing little to improve long-term employment outcomes. Under the new approach, job seekers would instead focus on targeted applications, skills training, and more personalized support designed to help people secure suitable work rather than simply meet application quotas. Rishworth said many Australians had become trapped in a cycle of repeatedly submitting applications that were never seriously considered by employers. "We know people have been stuck applying for jobs they have no chance of getting just to avoid penalties," she said. "That doesn't help job seekers, and it doesn't help businesses trying to find the right staff." The reforms form part of a broader overhaul of Australia's employment services network, which has faced criticism from welfare advocates, economists, and business groups alike. Critics argue the current mutual obligation system places too much emphasis on numerical targets instead of meaningful pathways into employment. Government officials said the redesigned system will place greater focus on individual circumstances, including education levels, local job markets, and barriers such as disability, caring responsibilities, or mental health challenges. Employment service providers are also expected to face tougher standards, with funding tied more closely to genuine job placements and long-term employment outcomes rather than administrative compliance. Business groups have largely welcomed the announcement, saying employers are often overwhelmed by large numbers of unsuitable applications generated by mandatory quota systems. Some companies have previously complained that the existing rules encourage applicants to submit rushed or generic resumes simply to fulfill requirements. However, opposition politicians have raised concerns about how the new system would be monitored and whether fewer mandatory applications could reduce pressure on some recipients to actively seek work. Welfare organizations, meanwhile, described the proposed changes as a positive step, but argued broader reforms to unemployment payments are still needed. Advocacy groups continue calling for increases to job seeker payments, warning many Australians remain below the poverty line while searching for work. The government is expected to release further details of the reforms later this year, with pilot programs likely to begin before a nationwide rollout. Officials say the aim is to create a system that better balances accountability with practical support and delivers stronger employment outcomes across the country.